When you think about this point, this simple point that you may have heard many times in your journey with God, we talk about technology and we talk about, how is the mark of the beast going to occur, and I just went for a walk. People are on the right track with that. But for so many years, let's just say, let's start at the 60s, 70s, 80s. How is this going to happen? How is this going to happen? As we see these things being developed in front of our eyes at a pace that our minds can't really comprehend. It really is happening that fast. This simple, and this is my title, all the devil was waiting for was the right technology to enslave us so we could worship him. Listen, I don't know if you believe the same things I do, but I know the times and the seasons, and as people are looking for the Antichrist, I believe wholeheartedly it's Donald Trump. No one else on this planet, unless they're hidden somewhere, could ever meet the attributes, the actions of this man. Elon Musk, who else makes fire come down from heaven? But I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to get really into that too much. I understand. I see Apophis. I counted back 3.5 years and I landed on that peace plan that Donald Trump signed with all the countries. Just follow me in this then. That's all it took. The devil has been waiting for a tool to enslave us to become one, and that's the story of the Tower of Babel. What will these people not be able to do? Which is what God said, right? There is nothing that they will not be able to do, and that goes all the way back to the fall, right? Don't let them eat of the tree of life while they have eaten of the tree of the, sorry guys, I'm out of breath, the knowledge of good and evil. So this is where we are. We're at a point where we know this Agenda 2030 is coming, whatever this is. Listen, I know that a system is already in place, Palantir, mixed with things like NVIDIA. They're talking about digital IDs like it's nothing. There's wars all over the world. Everything is in place. They're floating the idea. Listen, they're not floating the idea of digital IDs. They've been doing trial runs, tests. The one for Canada was done long ago. It was like 2 years ago they finished that trial. All the West was doing it. I believe every single country. So if they're doing those, then what's going to happen is, because you have such a massive debt, just like, the economy was not really looking good, and then World War II, and then the superpower, the States, the sleeping giant, turned into the military-industrial complex, which, Eisenhower warned about in his last message to us. That was his last message to us, his farewell address, because he knew the power that was coming. And who do you think fills those superpower ranks? Like the deep, as they call the deep state. It's the devil. Ephesians. We're talking about Ephesians. People in high places. Spirits behind everything. And so as the days pass by, you're going to see more and more of this type of stuff. And I don't dwell upon these things about but I'm looking to see what exactly is going to be. Like, I know everyone's going to get a digital ID. They'll probably crash the economy, and that's how we'll get a digital ID. Who knows what's coming? Whatever comes, let it come. But do not take the mark of the beast. Isn't it something that all this time, and this is the reason I'm making this video and the title, that all the devil was waiting for was the right technology to reach every single person. So we went through what, like, you know, I'm in my heading towards my late 40s, and when I was born, we were using that dial, not the dial phone, but the spring-loaded phone. You know those ones, right? We had it for some time. Then it went to the dial phone. That was a big deal. And then it was the ID on your telephone. And man, it just, you know, you had your 386, your 486, your 586 computer. You know, it made that strange dial-up sound. And those were a beginner's. And it reminds me of Daniel, and knowledge shall increase. And when you look and you study how much each year intelligence is increasing compared to the horse and buggy, and, you know, all the way from the steam engine to now, that's what Daniel's prophecy has to be. All he ever needed was the right technology. I believe they have it, and I just think they're coming up with a plan. They probably have a plan, but and I believe that COVID was like a test to see what people would do, because out of that they would get, this is how we do this, this is how we're going to implement this is we're going to how to control this person, and so don't take that mark. God bless.